Okay. We are live. Dang. Okay. I'm going to try to do this in 12 minutes. Hey, if you know someone that lives in Michigan, please share this with them. Tag someone that you know that lives in Michigan. Or if you live in Michigan, tag me. Can you tag me? Yeah, tag me. Say, I'm in Michigan. Let me know in the comments if you are in Michigan, because this is all about you. Well, it's not all about you. But it is about Michigan. But, you know, this really affects the people in Michigan. But it's really interesting because there's a lot of people in Michigan that don't get it. That's completely gone. That don't understand what's going on. Okay, let's just get right to it. Joe Biden shows up in Michigan. Split screen it for me. Joe Biden shows up in Michigan. And look at this. He's getting off this. A lot of people saying it's not Air Force One, Will. It's not Air Force One, you know, whatever. But he gets off the short step, you know, kind of like the short bus. But he gets off the short step. He get off the short step, getting off the plane because he can no longer take extra steps any longer. He has to have a therapist right now to show him how to walk. It's crazy. Watch this. Watch this. Here he is getting off. He's getting off. And then, bloop, right there. He almost slipped and busted his butt. That would have been news all over the place. Do we have the article real quick that we can show Shannon where he has to get a therapist to show him how to walk and they're giving him new shoes to wear?
That's right.
Getting new shoes. Are we going to be able to put it on the screen? I don't know if we're going to be able to put the screen, but
yeah, we do.
Okay. Look at this. Look at this, everybody.
Biden, who is 80, is trying to avoid another trip. They called him president, is doing a balancing exercises with a physical therapist. He's wearing new sneakers, Will, to stop him from slipping. Didn't seem to work. And he's using shorter stairs, which once again doesn't seem to
goes
be
right back to the short bus. And you know what? They're doing this and making all kind of excuses for Joe. Oh, that's just Joe. Yeah, no, that's just Joe. Have you ever heard of a person in the White House needing a step therapist, how to stand therapist, how to balance themselves therapist, a therapist at all? Have you ever heard of such a thing?
Yeah, and
I've never heard of it.
It's so funny you brought up the short bus because we said that this morning. I said, so instead of Biden getting a short bus, he gets short stairs. So that's where that's coming from.
Okay, so Joe Biden shows up in Michigan. Like I said, he's walking off the steps, the short steps at that, and he still almost falls down. You can't make it up. So he shows up, and look at this. He shows up, and he's completely awkward. And they're all chanting, right? And you can see Joe Biden, and he's like out of his element here. He doesn't even know what he's doing. He's just walking around. He's walking around, and then he walks, and someone's going to give him the megaphone. And he's so stupid. He's so stupid. He doesn't know that he needs to push the button so people can hear him. Watch this. Watch this. And they're going to start cheering him on. Watch. Watch this. Watch this. Here he comes. Look, listen to him. You hear him? Now, he's going to have some really extremely positive things to say to you right now and everybody else. Listen, here we go. You hear him? What'd he say? He was a picket line. He said he hadn't been on a picket line since he was a senator. Was he on the picket line? Was he on the picket line when he was a senator?
Probably not.
Has the liberal left media fact checked him on that?
One thing is real simple, and to be very brief. The fact of the matter is that you guys, the UAW, you saved the automobile industry back in 2008 and before. Made a lot of sacrifices, gave up a lot, and the companies were in trouble. But now they're doing incredibly well. And guess what? You should be doing incredibly well too. Simple proposition.
I mean, you hear this, right? And then they all cheer him on.
Benefit.
Let's get it.
Get back what we lost, okay?
This is the same MO. Every 2 to 4 years, go and talk to people, tickle the ears, have them believe that they're getting something from the Democrats and end up with nothing. Who put him in this situation in the first place? Joe Biden. Joe Biden put him there. Joe Biden is so out of his element. Look at this next one. He's so awkward, right? He's standing there, and the guy that's on the microphone is talking. If you ask me, he's talking about Joe Biden. The enemy is not outside of the country. The enemy is standing behind him.
Arsenal democracy. It's a different kind of arsenal democracy, and it's a different kind of war we're fighting.
Now, what is he doing? See, he's so out of his element, he don't know what to do, so he reaches back and he grabs the first female he can find.
Today, the enemy isn't some foreign country miles away.
The enemy is behind him, right there, holding a black woman.
It's right here in our own area.
It's right here in our own area. He has to be talking about Joe Biden because Joe Biden is the reason why they're in this predicament. Again, if you are in Michigan, please tag someone. If you know someone that lives in Michigan, tag someone. Because I'm wondering, how do you feel about Joe Biden showing up? I want you to leave me a comment.
You know
Leave
what,
me
Will?
a comment. Tell me how you feel about Joe Biden showing up for 12 minutes.
Yeah, it's really insulting because guess what?
It really is.
This has been going on for weeks now. This isn't just a brand new strike that just popped up. It's been going on for a couple weeks ago. It's been a lot of back and forth between the union and the auto industry. And you know what? The only time that Biden said he was coming was the minute that Trump said he's coming. He's going to be there tomorrow. And all of a sudden, Biden's like, oh, I better go too.
Well, they say you need to
idea.
go. Well, Joe Biden didn't say it because Joe Biden doesn't even know where
Right.
he's
Well,
at
they
the time.
put it on his schedule.
So his staff go, oh, President Trump's going to show up. We got to get Joe Biden there first. We got to get Joe Biden there first.
But you know what, Will, is really insulting because like you already pointed out, he only stepped on the picket line for 12 minutes.
12 minutes.
He did his little thing and then he drove away. He was in Michigan a total of 1 hour. And then you know where he went after that? He got on his plane.
Do you have the article on that? Is there an article on that?
There was no article on it. Then he flew to California where he's having a huge benefit tonight with Hollywood.
So
right?
I wonder, how long do you think Joe Biden is going to stay there? How long do you think Joe Biden is going to be with these Hollywood elites in California? Listen to it. Here's some of the people that was in Michigan. We heard something from them. And if you know someone, please tag them. If you know someone live in Michigan, but listen to this.
Those on the picket lines had a message for the president about his forced transition to electric vehicles.
Talk all day about research and all of that, but to see us here, seeing what we do, and see that we stand behind these companies. We have been the backbone of these companies for so long, trying to push us out to these electric vehicles. It won't last. You know, we're hard work. We have families. We need this.
Yeah, they have their families. They need the jobs. But the Democrats, Joe Biden, are all pushing the EV, which actually is causing them to have to be out there and strike in the first place. It's really amazing how that works. It's really amazing. Let me share this next one with you. This is exactly how Joe Biden feels about Michigan. Y'all remember this? Remember this when Joe Biden showed in Michigan and talking to the guy and Joe Biden said, I don't work for you. He said, you're full of beep. Y'all remember this?
You guys want it, man? I'm not worried.
I know it's kind of difficult to hear, but that's why we put the text. That's why whoever did this video put the text on the screen, because I remember when Joe Biden said that. Y'all remember that? This is what Joe Biden feels about those in Michigan. And then he shows up after creating the situation in Michigan. He showed up creating the problem like he's there to save them. I constantly say this. The Democrats, they either take advantage of a crisis or they will create the crisis just so they can swoop in to act like they're there to save the day. This is a classic example of that. Joe Biden didn't even have it planned to go show up. And of course, they've been doing this for a while now. He'd had no plans to show up in Michigan. Can he show up in East Palestine? Nope. He show up here because of the unions. Well, look at the next video. Here we are, 12 minutes later. Here's Joe Biden getting back on the short bus. 12 minutes later. Look at this. Literally, he only gave him 12 minutes. Then he's out of there. Look at this. And it's a short step. And then I don't know if y'all can see it, but right now he turns around and he waves. He's waving at him right now from the short bus right there, waving at everybody like there's a whole bunch of people there looking at him, wishing him off. No one's there. He only gave them 12 minutes. 12 stinking, lousy minutes. Well, look at this one from Sometimes McCarthy. Sometimes McCarthy actually called him out. This is the reason why I want you to tag someone in Michigan, because I'm telling y'all, there's people in Michigan that don't have a clue about this.
Today, he'll go join a picket line that he created. It'll be interesting to see those auto workers ask the president about his policies that subsidize electric cars that are putting them out of business and sending their jobs overseas.
You see that? They're sending the jobs overseas. Joe Biden is doing this to them. He straight up did this to them. They created this crisis, and then he swoops in to try to act like I'm here to save the day, but only gives them 12 minutes. McCarthy's right.
This president has failed time and again. We've got pickets across the country. We've got a border wide open. We got embassies that have to be evacuated. We got allies that are now turning to China. This lack of leadership under this president has failed us time and again.
I mean, really, over and over and over again. There's no excuse for it. And people know who's doing it to them. They know the reason why they have to go out and picket. There's a lot of people that do know, but they don't care. They hate Trump more. They rather have it to where they possibly can lose their job because they hate Trump more. Make that make sense? Make that make sense. Did y'all know what Joe Biden said about LL Cool J? Do you know what Joe Biden said about LL Cool J? Split screen it. Listen to this. Joe Biden, I don't even know what this event was. This was about some kind of hip hop event, and Joe Biden's up there like he's the one that need to be up there and talking about hip hop. Really? Him and Kamala Harris, they have no business talking about hip hop. All they do is listen to it. Nothing else. They have no business talking about hip hop. But listen to what he says about LL Cool J.
Listen to the new edition. Mike Bivins, 40 years producing music.
Oh, hold on. Here we go.
And two of the great artists of our time representing the groundbreaking legacy of hip-hop in America, LL Cool J.
That just tells you that he's never heard of LL Cool J. And there's a lot of people that's never heard of him, right? There's a lot of people that never heard of him, or you probably heard his song, you didn't even know that you was listening to him. But listen to this. Listen, LL Cool J is a black male. He's a black male. Listen.
By the way, that boy's...
What did he just say? What did he just say? If there are any trolls on here, and this is your boy, Joe Biden, calling LL Cool J a black man. What does he say?
By the way, that boy's got...
What? What? Can you imagine if President Trump slipped up and did this?
That boy's got...
That boy? He literally calls LL Cool J a boy.
By the way, that man's got biceps bigger than my thighs. I think he's been... And MC Light, both of you, thank you. Because they both have the light off on the mic, you know you're all here to listen to the new edition. Mike Bivins, 40 years producing music that lifts our souls.
You know why they get Joe Biden to go to speak to them right there? Because they see all of the support that's going to President Trump from the black community. So they're like, let's get the hip hop community. Yeah, have y'all seen the video with Snoop Dogg? What do dogs do to other dogs when they get behind them? That's what Snoop Dogg is doing to Joe Biden. I'm asking you, think about it. You ever see dogs and they come around other dogs and they find out who they are, they sniff up to them? Snoop Dogg is doing the same thing to Joe Biden. You know it's true. Leave me a comment. If you're in Michigan, leave me a comment. What do you think about 12-Minute Joe? Leave me a comment. That's it for me, Fred. That's it for me. That's it for me. Everybody. God bless. Good night.